Hello, everybody. Bart of Shale here. Join me under the lantern light today as I discuss theories and other such topics that I just want to give my general opinions on. Now, I'm not really one who you would think would like a show like MLP. In fact, I really didn't get into it by myself. I watched the episode of Death Paddle where Pinkie Pie and Deadpool squared off, and I was kind of intrigued, so I looked it up and quickly grew addicted to the show, and this was around season 6. In season 8, however, that is when I was really intrigued, because you see, as a writer myself, I am kind of interested in certain characters. And the character I want to talk about today is someone who was described as one of Equestria's greatest threats, but also someone we know a very little about, even less than some of the key villains who have more obscure backgrounds, but still more information. And that would be Cozy Glow, the most adorable villain in Equestria's history. A simple Pegasus filly whose claim to fame was the fact that she somehow managed to collaborate with Lord Tarek and tried to erase all magic from Equestria just so she could be um, just so that she could be the Empress of Friendship and overtake Princess Twilight, because according to her, friendship is power. But it just leaves the question, what was her motivation to begin with? I mean, was she. Did she really not know how to make friends or what? And it just bothered me that this was never talked about. And this is a topic I haven't really seen anybody talk about in the fandom either. And I've hardly seen anyone who tried to guess her origin story. And as a writer, that kind of bothers me, you know? I I just prefer to give a character good backing and a good explanation of why she does what she does. So let's take a quick look at her character, shall we? She is very manipulative, deceptive, heartless towards others. She's obviously got a hunger for immense power and control over people. And despite her age, she's highly intelligent and, well, you can read the screen. So, what I want to propose to you is a peculiar kind of theory as to what her origins and reasons being for her personality and motivations. And let's see. And I would like to propose today that she is actually older than she looks rather than just being a psychopathic child. Let's start with her cutie mark first. Now, her cutie mark is a rook, a common chess piece. Now, a rook has two definitions. One, a rook is a kind of bird, but in this case, a rook is often used to define somebody who is known to defraud or swindle others. Kind of makes me wonder if she's related to the Flim Flam brothers now that I think about it. But in any case, let's go to my first theory that she's actually older than she looks, and here's theory number one for that. You see, what if she isn't actually a child at all? What if she was actually an adult who was turned into a child by, like, an angry sorcerer or something? I mean, magic does exist in the Equestrian, so do age reversal spells. I mean, considering her mastery of manipulation, it must have taken years to hone her craft. I doubt she would have gotten this deceitful unless she had a mentor who taught her very early in life. But my first theory of the day is that maybe she actually was a professional swindler or confidence mare. If you've never heard of a confidence man, then you probably need to look it up. Anyway, perhaps she was pretty good at making a living swindling people, getting what she wanted, and one day she accidentally ticked off the wrong unicorn sorcerer, and so she was turned into a child who wouldn't be able to, who no adult would ever take seriously. With, because I mean, honestly, if you were trying to deceive somebody, they could easily see through your lies, or they probably wouldn't take you seriously in the first place. I mean, that could be one reason. Another theory I have is that maybe she is an adult and she just happens to look like a child. I'm reminded of the Batman villain Baby Doll, who is actually a professional actress, but she's only given child roles since she was born with a condition that literally keeps her trapped in the body of a little girl. So I figure maybe Cozy Glow is the same. And maybe she's actually an adult, but she's been trapped in the body due of a little girl due to the fact that she was born that way. Or maybe it was a curse put on her and she's much older than she appears. And that's how she managed to get enough time to, uh, you know, practice her craft for swindling. That way she could find a way to, m- make herself an adult, and so people could take her more seriously and not think of her as just a cute little filly with big dreams of conquest. Come to think of it, though, it, and now that I say it out loud, that kind of makes me think that she is probably what would have happened to Diamond Tiara if the Cutie Mark Crusaders didn't step in and try to reform her. I mean, they both have ambitions of power, they both have ways of controlling, and they're both pretty deceptive. Maybe this is what the authors or writers wanted to do in the original story if Diamond Tiara never got reformed. And this is how they're just, introducing to the what could have been scenario. But that still leaves the greater question of how Cozy Glow was able to interact with Lord Tarek. I mean, how was she even able to get a message down to him? I mean, I doubt Tartarus even has visiting hours, much less a postal service. And I think, aside from the monsters, Tarek is really the only evil guy they ever held down there that we know of. I mean, I have a few theories on this. Like maybe after Tarek had escaped his prison that first time, maybe when he was under the guise of a hooded and cloaked figure, he came across a lonely Cozy Glow in after a bad situation and told her about how to gave her instructions about how to pull off some of the magical feats that she did uh, before he was eventually recaptured and went on that mad power rage. Or if my theory that she is actually an adult who was cursed to be a child falls through, maybe she knew Tirek from before that, though I highly doubt it, and I also doubt that the any other theorist in this community would ever consider such a thing. I mean, I'd love to actually hear what other people have to say. Thanks for watching, and please listen in the comments below what you think Cozy Glow's origins are. Is she older than she looks? Is she a child? Is she a adult trapped in a child's body? Is she a little filly who was mentored by an evil overlord before he was recaptured? Uh, Please, I'd love to hear your theories about it. And so, this is the Barda Shale signing off. Thank you, and join me again later under the lantern light.